Shalom, 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 saints of the Most High Yah. As Elder Rufus here at Straightway, Georgia. As you can see, I am out in the garden this morning. Hallelujah. Taking a look at raised beds. Of course, we got some asparagus growing here. See, we got some cabbage growing right here. A couple more raised beds we got for our beans and our okra. Hallelujah. This trellis type thing that we're building here. Let me get a different angle so you can kind of see it. Brother D's coming along pretty good. We've been gone for the feast. That's what kind of slowed us. This thing will be, it'll be erected this week. And then as you can see, we already have the vines planted around the edges of it. On this side, on the other side, they're not planted yet, but they will be soon this week. And as time goes on, the vines will grow all over in this area, all up over it. So this whole thing will be covered eventually by the vines. And the inside there, you see, we will lay down sand and rock, put benches in there. It'd be a nice little place to come out. And like I'm out here early this morning and just meditate and give up a nice offering to the Father and spend some intimate time with him. Hallelujah. But I got a couple things on, or just something on my mind this morning, saints, and I'll let you guys look at some of the transformation of the land going into the spring season. Yeah, it is definitely spring, as you can tell. So we did our compost bin over there too. Hallelujah. Land's looking pretty good. I'm out here this morning assessing everything, and I was just thinking, after getting back from the Passover, getting back from celebrating the Feast of Unleavened Bread with all of our brethren. Oh, little birdie right there. He's hurt. Looked like it, or maybe he got away from mommy or something. We'll take care of him in a minute. But been really thinking, and I realized there's Brother D pulling in this morning. I realized that, you know, as a body, we are being challenged big time in our love walk right now. And for the majority of us, the Father is challenging us in levels of love that we have never been challenged in before. And I think that way, and I get extremely excited because the words of the man of Yah, the words of the book, of course, are being manifested. They really are. I remember some short time ago, Pastor Dow made the statement that we are going to a higher level of holiness. We are going to a higher level of righteousness. And some of you will not be able to stand. You will not be able to be a part of this ministry because of the levels of holiness and righteousness that we're going to. And I'm starting to see that thing unfold. I really am. From the leadership all the way down, from the men to the women to the children. I'm seeing us being challenged by the Father in levels of love and levels of compassion and levels of care that we have never been challenged in before. And again, I'm excited about it. But I pray that my brethren as a whole, become excited about it and step up to the challenge. Saints, we're not going to be able to talk our way into the kingdom. We're not. And I actually shared some of this, what I'm going to share with you, in a lot more detail with the brethren. I'm in the same vein as Pastor Dow. Of course, he's in the same vein as the book about casting pearls of swine. So when I get on here, I'm not really trying to go too deep on YouTube, because the heathens have access to this stuff, and there's certain things that I desire to say to the brethren, and there's certain things that we'll put out there just to encourage the whole as masses. But in this instance, I got detailed with a lot of brothers over the feast about what our role is as men and about what we need to be doing right now for our families and for Israel, period. And I really challenge the men, and I let the men know that they're going to be held to a much higher standard. of accountability spiritually. And that ain't something you can talk your way through. That's not something you can formulate words and put them together smoothly and make it sound like you know what you're talking about. But then when it's time to produce something spiritual, to get an answer from Yah, you got nothing. You got nothing in your bag. The days of that in this ministry and with the men of Straightway and the men of Israel, it's just over. It's over. You're going to have to really get on your face and cry out to the Most High Yah. You're going to have to really develop. So that means you're going to have to be disciplined, and you're going to have to spend ample time developing an intimate relationship with the Father so that you could hear his voice, his still small voice, even in the midst of chaos. I remember years ago, even before coming to Straightway, before the Father allowed me to see my family, my true family, who the real Israelites are, because I was searching. I was out there on the road looking for these people. And the Father finally, after 3 years, led me to them. See, in that 3 years, I had to get my wicked heart right. And I'm still getting my wicked heart right. But he led me to these people. But even before then, he was training me in the midst of living in the suburbs of some of these big cities like Detroit and Atlanta. He was training me how to hear his voice, even in the midst of chaos. He really was. He really was. And I'm so grateful today for that, because now, as we're being challenged, as we're being tried, we're being proven and tested, I still can hear his voice. I hear it loud and clear. I really do. I hear it loud and clear. But I'm noticing that a lot of the men in Israel, a lot of people in Israel, they're not hearing his voice clearly. They're not hearing his voice at all. They're hearing the voice of the enemy. That's the voice that they're hearing. And saints, I'm just getting on here this morning. Like I said, I'm out here spending some time with the Most High Yah, surveying the land, the vineyard that he's put us over, beseeching his face on being a better steward of this vineyard, developing this land for the saints. You see the brethren out here early. Brother D just got off work. He already out here dealing with it. He just walked in off of work, but he's already out here checking on the vineyard. Hallelujah. This is a dedicated lifestyle, saints. This is a disciplined lifestyle. And we're not going to get to where we need to get for the Father and for his people with a bunch of words being splattered down on pages and a bunch of words being spoken to your brethren that absolutely have no increase in them. They have no spiritual value to them, because you don't have a relationship with the Father. Not a real one, you don't. You have a superficial one. The book talks about having a form of godliness, but you're going to be denied the power thereof. And that's what I've been seeing a lot going on in Israel. So I started challenging the men at this feast. And I told them, you're going to be held accountable. You know, Pastor, this is the season when we work, but Pastor also has to get out. He has to get out. He has to travel. He has to go visit all these saints that are all over the world. And the majority of the places, he needs people with him. And I'll be there. Hallelujah. Glory to the King. And some of the other elders and brethren will be there to support that man of Yah and everything that he does. But you brethren going to have to step it up. And until the sisters will step up. These are good sisters in Israel. They will follow. They will follow. We'll have a handful of rebels. We'll have a handful of tares or things of that magnitude. That'll get worked out by the Most High. But we need to make sure we get our hearts and our minds staved on building our relationships with the Most High Yah, making them intimate so that he can lead and direct us and guide us, and we can produce spiritually for our families and for Israel as a whole. Hallelujah. That's all I'm going to give you today, saints. Now, like I said, I'm not going to go too deep into this. You brethren that I spoke to, the many of the brethren I spoke to at the feast, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. And it's just going to grow deeper and deeper in this love. All right. Bless you, saints. I'm going to get out of here, spend some time with my brothers, get ready for breakfast. Shalom, shalom, shalom. We'll see you soon. Hallelujah. Glory to the King.